There are two sides to Mona Lisa's story. First, that it's the most famous artwork in the world. Second, hidden behind the fame, lays a rare masterpiece by one of history's most influential artists, Leonardo da Vinci. To understand Mona Lisa, one must first discover the accident of fate that made her a global icon. Only then can we marvel at the painting underneath. It was a quiet morning in August 1911. The Louvre was nearly empty, as it was the weekly closure day during the summer holidays. A man succeeded in entering the museum and navigate its corridors without being noticed. Yet the man walked past immense gilded frames, seeking a painting that would fit under his coat. Vincenzo Peruggia had previously worked in the Louvre, so he knew his way around. Peruggia wanted to steal an Italian masterpiece, but the problem was that the artworks were too large to take easily, except one, Mona Lisa, the right size for his jacket. He seized it, quickly opening the frame he had helped to make, then hid the painting under his white worker smock. He still had to get out, and the first hurdle was a locked service door. Taking apart the doorknob was useless. He was stuck. A plumber, thinking he was an employee, kindly unlocked the door for him. The last obstacle was a heavy door leading to the street. It was open. Mona Lisa was gone. No less than 60 policemen scoured the Louvre in search of clues. The top officer in charge sounded confident. The theft took place on closing day. We know who came in and out. This investigation will only take 2 to 3 days. 2 Germans, the poet Guillaume Apollinaire and Pablo Picasso, were arrested. All passengers of an ocean liner about to set sail were searched. In New York, police searched another ship for the painting. Despite Peruggia leaving a thumbprint on the glass protecting the painting, the police already had his fingerprints and photo on record from a previous arrest. They were aware that he had been involved in creating the protective glass for the artwork, and they also knew that he was not at work during the time of the robbery. Peruggia was asked to go to the police station twice, but he never showed up. The police went to his apartment, listened to his explanations, and believed him. A detective even searched his small room but didn't notice the painting. Some Louvre curators suspected glaziers as the main suspects. They believed that someone who helped build the Mona Lisa's box frame could easily open it. One curator investigated and made a list of all the names involved, including Peruggia's. The examining judge instructed the police to follow this lead. However, the police disregarded the curator's information and treated them disrespectfully. As a result, they missed the correct lead. The Mona Lisa was actually hidden in Peruggia's cupboard, just 2 miles away from the Louvre. Days after the theft, a contest for eccentric stories emerged. Some people speculated that it could have been a crime of passion, or that Arsène Lupin, a fictional character known for his cleverness, was somehow involved. Movies and popular songs also made light-hearted jokes about the whole situation. Newspapers offered cash rewards for any information about the theft. For more than 2 years, the police and the press received hundreds of false leads. People knew that any story related to the painting would boost newspaper sales significantly. Even to this day, there is a strong desire for headlines and stories about the Mona Lisa. This fascination has led to extreme measures, such as attempting to open tombs in search of the Mona Lisa's skeleton. The hope is to conduct a facial reconstruction and determine if she is indeed the woman portrayed in Leonardo da Vinci's painting. Although it may seem like harmless curiosity, the increasing demand for sensational revelations poses a direct threat to the Mona Lisa's safety. Over the years, there have been several instances of vandalism, such as an acid attack in 1956, a man throwing a rock at it, red paint splattered on it in 1974, and even a coffee cup incident in 2009. Being stolen turned a painting into an overnight sensation. A witness described being in the company of numerous other curious visitors to stare at the empty space on the wall of the Louvre where the famous lady had hung. If Perugia had stolen any other artwork that could fit under his coat, it would have become famous in books and movies. The painting that people don't pay much attention to now would have been surrounded by crowds. Before the theft, the Mona Lisa received attention from art lovers and artists who wanted to learn from great masters, just like how the Venus de Milo was praised as an artistic marvel. The robbery gave Mona Lisa two identities. The old one was a masterpiece by Leonardo da Vinci. The new, overbearing one, the myth. Why bulletproof glass is needed to protect Mona Lisa. After keeping the Mona Lisa for 2 years, Perugia noticed advertisements in Italian newspapers from antique dealers offering good prices. He hid the painting at the bottom of a trunk and traveled to Florence on a train. In Florence, Perugia tried to sell the Mona Lisa to a merchant, but the merchant informed the Italian authorities. The painting was found hidden under Perugia's bed, and he was arrested. Perugia said he did it for a patriotic reason. He wanted to bring the painting back for display in Italy. After it was stolen by Napoleon, when Perugia worked at the Louvre, he learned of how Napoleon plundered many Italian works of art during the Napoleonic Wars. Although perhaps sincere in his motive, Perugia may not have known that Leonardo da Vinci took this painting as a gift for Francis I when he moved to France to become a painter in his court during the 16th century, 250 years before Napoleon's birth. While the thief earned short-lasting fame, the Mona Lisa became world-famous. Everywhere she went, Florence, Rome and Milan, crowds gathered. A newspaper described Florentines in riot over Mona Lisa. Crowd of 30,000 sweeps police aside in mad rush to see stolen painting. The Mona Lisa, the world's most famous artwork, had to be sent away for safety during 2 world wars. In 1939, it was the most important piece to protect at the Louvre. In 1944, many other masterpieces were hidden in the French countryside to prevent damage from Allied bombings. The BBC radio message confirming the Allies received the art treasures was La Gioconde alla sourire, meaning Mona Lisa is smiling. In 1963, the Mona Lisa traveled to the US and was welcomed by President John F. Kennedy. He compared her visit to the Statue of Liberty's arrival and expressed deep appreciation from the people of France. In 1913, when she was moved to the Uffizi Gallery, people showed great respect, considering her like royalty. Over 1.6 million people lined up to see her at the National Gallery and the Metropolitan Museum. Because of her immense popularity, tight security surrounded her during travels. She even had bulletproof glass by 1974 when she went to Tokyo and Moscow. However, many viewers, after waiting for a long time, are often disappointed, possibly because they only get to see her for a few seconds. There are only around 15 paintings by the Renaissance genius, and 5 are in the Louvre. Yet, none of his paintings are signed. Leonardo was born at a time when an artist was considered little better than a craftsman. Leonardo da Vinci's painting, the Mona Lisa, is considered a masterpiece for several reasons. Firstly, he used his knowledge of science, anatomy and art to paint the eyes in a way that captures the figure's inner emotions or mental movements. Secondly, his technique called sfumato, which involves subtle blending of colors and soft edges, adds a unique and captivating quality to the painting. Lastly, the enigmatic smile of the subject adds an intriguing and mysterious element to the artwork. All these factors contribute to the extraordinary appeal of the Mona Lisa. To understand the rarity of Lisa's smile, one must realize that few people had the privilege to have their portraits done by a master. Religious figures, dukes and kings needed to be seen as solemn and powerful. An artist had to do whatever the client requested. That is how masterpieces show someone charging to victory when the person depicted had never been near a battlefield. Leonardo was pestered by a noble lady begging him to do her portrait. Instead of taking this prestigious work, he took a commission from a silk merchant, Francesco del Giocondo. His bride, Lisa Gherardini, became Madonna, Madam Lisa del Giocondo. The Giocondo family, Francesco, Lisa and the 4 children, just moved into a new home. The portrait was meant to hang into the Giocondo's household. It was to be proudly looked at by a husband, lovingly by the children. The first reason to have Lisa smile, an expression of family bliss. Mona Lisa's name, Giocondo, comes from the Latin word Jocundus, meaning agreeable and pleasant, similar to the modern term jocund for being happy or cheerful. Leonardo often used symbols in his portraits to reveal the names of the subjects. For example, in the portrait of Ginevra Benci, a Gineppa tree represented her name. Similarly, for Cecilia Gallerani, he used an ermine as a play on words related to her name and the Duke of Milan. In the case of Madonna Lisa del Giocondo, also known as Mona Lisa, her smile is like her name, the Happy One or La Gioconda and La Joconde. Discover the enigma of the Mona Lisa. We explored the history of this iconic masterpiece, its mysterious disappearance, and the reasons behind its unparalleled fame. Leonardo da Vinci's masterpiece, a fusion of science and art, from its humble origins in the hands of the Giocondo family to its grand display at the Louvre. If you found this video intriguing and informative, please remember to hit the like button, comment your thoughts, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more captivating stories from the world of art and history. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.